Okay, welcome everybody. It's noon sharp, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Thanks for joining us, new and returning, for our run through of the summer release of Scissortail HCM. So when I opened this presentation originally to start updating it and putting correct information in, there was a back to school graphic in the top left here, but I don't have kids and I don't really care about back to school. So it felt more important for me to let you guys know that we are only a couple of weeks away from college football season. That's a big deal around my house. Hopefully it is around yours too. So just make sure you're ready for that. Week 0 next week, real football starts the week after. So I hope everybody is as excited as I am. Now that I've gotten that out of the way, the rest of the meeting is your meeting. We do these for you guys. We always like to remind you, if you have a topic that you want us to talk about, or something you're struggling with that you think might make for a good webinar, just reach out and let us know. We'll put something together. Another reminder, or something that I've seen some confusion about that I just wanted to clarify, I guess, is that the schedule that we do these on. So we do these rotating. 1 month we'll do a Scissortail presentation, and the next month we'll do an Acumatica presentation. So it is on a kind of a rotating schedule. Just kind of keep that in mind. Next month we'll be doing the Acumatica update presentation. And then the month after that is the month after that, I guess, would be the Excel. So not the best time to make this announcement, but generally speaking, the rest of the year, every other month is kind of how it'll go. So we do the Yeti giveaway every month. I only have 2 left. So this month and next month, and then we'll be moving on to something new and exciting. We picked them out recently. They should be here, I think, today or tomorrow, actually. So be on the lookout for that. Make sure you guys sign up so you can see what new gift we'll have. Last month's winner was Stephen Meyerson. He joined us from Television City Studios. So shout out to Stephen. I hope you're enjoying that Yeti. We also like to remind you guys that if you're ever curious about what we have going on or what we're up to, you can follow us on LinkedIn or YouTube. We're always posting video tutorials, tips. The things you see on our website will also be on our YouTube channel, and then obviously general updates, content shares, things like that on LinkedIn. So make sure you click over and give us a follow there. We do appreciate it. And we're on our 3rd month now, I think, of doing the webinars in Teams. But just a reminder, we still have the Q&A. The top ribbon there on the left-hand side, you should see your Q&A button, and that'll bring up the sidebar where you can type your questions. We don't answer them during the show. We like to wait until the end and kind of answer everybody's question in the presentation. So if you don't see an answer right away, just hang tight. We usually set aside around 5 or 10 minutes at the end to go through the Q&A. So feel free to ask any question you have. We'll make sure we get you an answer. And then as far as the slide deck goes, people like to ask for it. We're going to send it out to everybody. So if you registered, we'll get you the slide deck. That way you have it. So don't worry about that. The 18 pillars. So our CEO, Gary, he wrote the 18 service pillars, the basis of an exceptional organization book. This kind of lays out the building blocks that CS3 uses to be who we are and do what we do at the highest level. So this month's pillar is demonstrate success. Success is not merely about completing tasks, but ensuring that these tasks meet the client's goals and expectations. So one thing we do at CS3 is kind of align our definition of success with our client's definition so that we're both working toward the same goals and we're not measuring success in 2 different ways. And I think that's important because it does kind of give us the ability to build rapport and solidify these strong collaborative relationships that kind of are the backbone of our whole thing that we have going on here. So, um, you know, I think it's important to remember that, especially in business, when you're partnering with somebody, you share success. And that's kind of how we look at it to make sure that we don't lose sight of that. Acumatica. We like to do a little, we call them ads, but we just like to point out features here and there on both softwares. Um, in Acumatica this month, we're going to look at customer refunds. So the refund process is streamlined in Acumatica through the accounts receivable module, where you can create specific transaction types to record refunds. This ensures that the customer's account is accurately updated and the refund amount is temporarily held in cash until a check's issued. So it just makes that refund process a lot better. If you have questions about that, or if you want to learn more about that accounts receivable module, just reach out to your consultant. They have far more information and knowledge than I do. So hit them up and they'll get you guys set up, with that ability. And Scissortail, managing open enrollment. So when we did the dress rehearsal for this presentation earlier this week, actually, Robin and Bonnie were telling me all kinds of horror stories about what open enrollment was like, back in the day, I guess, and how much of a nightmare it was, which is, I'm glad they don't have to deal with that anymore, because it did sound like a nightmare. And Scissortail kind of really helps streamline the entire process by automating routine tasks, ensuring accurate, up-to-date information is communicated to all carriers. The mobile app is pretty intuitive and very easy to use, so employees can easily enroll or update their benefits themselves. It's just really a comprehensive solution, I guess, that saves you time and saves employees time. So again, if you guys want to know more about that, just reach out to your consultant. They will get you all the details and get you guys set up. Support. So there's a handful of different ways that you can get support on our website. 2 out of 3 of them are on the homepage. So if you're looking down at our new homepage, at the bottom right corner, we've kind of moved things around a little bit, but that gear with the wrench in it, you click that, that'll take you to open a support ticket. But then also you can get to the same thing by going through the Client Service Center, which is the second button there. So you click that second button, it's going to take you to the Client Service Center, and you'll see down in that bottom little row there, the support request form. You just click that, fill out the form, and that creates a ticket. And then we'll get a consultant working on that as soon as we can. And then the third way, if you don't want to go through the website, you can always send us an email, support@cs3tech.com. We're always watching this inbox, and the service request will kind of end up in the same process as if you put a ticket in. So, any of those ways to request support are valid. And we encourage you guys, if you ever have a problem or you need help with anything, even if it seems simple, just reach out to us. We're more than happy to help you through whatever you're working on. So that's about enough out of me, I would say. We do have Bonnie and Robin back. They were here a couple of months ago. They walked through onboarding, but today Bonnie is going to take us through all the new features and updates to Scissortail. I think she's going to work through the last 2 updates, actually, instead of just the most recent one. So yeah, I guess I'll just hand it over and let them get started.
Thank you, Derek. The schedule release show dedication ongoing improvements to Scissortail powered by UKG. There are usually 4 releases per year, and several of the enhancements come from the ideas we post to improve the product based on y'all's experience and struggles. we submit ideas and they receive votes from our fellow partner consultants. And if they receive enough votes, they get considered as an enhancement and are developed, tested, and eventually released.
So Bonnie, how many of the enhancements from June and August came from the idea?
The idea portal created 258 items with over 13,000 votes, and all of those came to reality in the first part of 2024. No idea is too small or too large to consider. It only needs the votes. These are ideas that come from our frontline users improving day-to-day processes. One of my favorite enhancements is that links directly to UKG engineers. When I'm building a report and I need a column added, I can request a column to be added right there. And now when building those reports, it is a lot easier, and that way, when I need a report to be more comprehensive, I can request that. Now, they don't always add them right away, but they do give us a list of the ones that do get requested.
That is a great enhancement. Now tell me, isn't one of your ideas being scheduled to start testing?
Oh, yeah. An idea I submitted 2 years ago has been upgraded to planned. I can't take complete credit. This idea came from a client and a support ticket. The offer letter in recruiting does not include the tag that lets them put in the applicant name. And I just found out that it's been moved into testing and is being planned for upcoming release. It is one of those small things that will make a big impact. And it's very important for our customers to submit support request. Even if we don't have an immediate solution, we can make the issues known. And again, enough partners hear from their clients and then vote, it creates action.
That is fantastic. So it's very important that our customers submit support requests, even if we don't have the immediate solution, but we can make the issue known and make it known again if enough partners hear from their clients and then vote, and then that creates action. So definitely let us know.
Right. And I'm going to quickly go through the highlights from June. And I'm not going to go into too much detail, but for timekeeping, leave of absence, tenure-based entitlement was included, and then timesheet schedule hours displayed over midnight. That has been kind of a hard thing to get right, and that's when, for instance, somebody works from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m., having that be one shift. It usually had to be split into two shifts, and now we have that working properly, and it has made a great value to our customers who have timekeeping and TLM. And TLM accruals 2.0, the auto-populate open absence is a great enhancement. And then the new reset accruals button, I like that one. And then zero out transactions is also a really good one.
That's very cool. We also want to make sure that if you're a client that wants to upgrade to Accruals 2.0, it is not an easy project. We will work it through with you, but we just need to make sure that everybody understands before you make that jump the things that have to go into it. So it's a great product, but just know there's a little bit of a hiccups, a little bump here or two.
Yes, and these are the highlights from the HR release notes. Now, they made a change to the submit button in government forms, and it's saving and submitting at the same time. It has caused a little bit of question, but I think all in all, it's been well received. Now, what has really been well received is the new auto-populate fields for supervisors and incidents. They don't have to type their own name. so anymore. It actually puts it in there for them. And then the learning profile name aligned with the locale, that also has been a great benefit.
Oh, that's fantastic. Anywhere we can auto-populate, all about it. Save a little bit of time.
Yeah, and then payroll. Now, UKG has been concentrating on rolling out payroll to Canada, but there has been some great progress on the US side. Now, adding 2 columns to the earning and deduction report, they added overwrite amount column, which I think is really beneficial. So the scheduled amount doesn't tell you what actually was overridden. So now we have that added. And the regular rate of pay, that is also a great one to be added to the earnings part. Now, employee payroll maintenance, they added a mass edit autocorrect to taxes. That has been really helpful. And then in payroll processing, the new pre-check report added to alert if a pay period profile has been changed. Again, a really good change.
That is fantastic. You know, payroll is near and dear to my heart, so I love that part of it.
Yes, ma'am. Now we have cross products or core system. Uh, they reduce the user password to minimum of 8 characters. Dashboard document widget, they removed the classic button, but there is a bug with that where it was showing some documents that were not, it wasn't actually using the filters for security. So I've had to remove that document widget from a few of our customers' dashboard, but they are working on it. Custom forms, they have a new where they, if you sign up for, they recommend Adobe, where you can put in the fields, uh, what are they, the writable fields in Adobe on a form. And when you upload that PDF into our custom form module, it will automatically add those corresponding fields for you, so no more adding them in. Now, with withholding forms and checklists, they display the form section. Those of you who are familiar with onboarding forms and checklists and the withholding forms, you used to have to hit the add button to add a state form. Now we have the ability for it to automatically just open and have them fill it in. Now, for those who have multiple EINs, they're still going to have to do it the old way because they're going to have to choose which state they're going to have their withholding from. And then the security authentication update message, it lets us admin know that when we make a security profile change, if it changes that authentication level, which means, you know, how often you have to authenticate when you log in, that has been a great help because sometimes when we're in there and we click something and we didn't mean to, we just meant to forward or whatever, and we hit save, it's going to tell us, hey, turn that off. These people don't want to have to authenticate every 24 hours. So
Bonnie, what do you think has been the most used enhancement that's new from June?
I think the one that has shown the most outpour of complaints about the security measures was when they changed the minimum length of a password to 8 characters. That has been very well received. We know that technology is improving for us and it's also improving for scammers and hackers. So I agree it's a little inconvenient to authenticate more often, but we must protect our clients and their employee personal information. I do want to point out that when a few of our clients were hit with the ransomware attacks, Scissortail data was not breached.
That is fantastic.
So we're going to start looking at the new releases that are going to happen overnight tonight. And they'll be ready for you guys when you log in the morning. Unfortunately, I can't cover every change and all the bug fixes, but I will focus on enhancements that really stand out. To mix it up a little bit, I'm going to start with cross-product information.
So, Bonnie, whenever you say cross product, what does that mean? Is that something that's available for everyone?
Yes, and that's such a good question. It also means that it's data related, functionality, reporting. However, you'll hear things that maybe a client uses for HR or another client uses the same thing for payroll. So it's an action that crosses modules.
Okay, excellent. So it's not just for one client that only uses one module, but it can be used for all the clients.
Right, right. Now, so what we have for cross product, we have system generated email is something I look up quite often. Someone will call in and or put in a support ticket that people are saying they aren't receiving their email. Well, it has been these are the broadcast messages and the automated notifications that communicate important events and actions that need to be taken. After tomorrow, when a system generated email is not sent because of an error, there is a new column can be added to the report. And an example for why it hasn't been sent is if an attachment is added to the email that it exceeds the 25 megabyte limit.
Well, that's good to know. Everybody needs to make sure those emails are being sent out.
Now, in the hamburger under My Info, you may have noticed the My Hubs, and that refers to my forms like leave of absence requests, HR to access a copy of their 1095 and payroll withholding and special state related payroll tax forms. Now, UKG engineers have been working on this hub for a while, and they have it full functioning hub now, and it's quick links to various employee self-service forms.
Awesome to have it all centrally located.
Now, just a disclaimer right up on the front. I don't have any screenshots of the new stuff, so I've just put in some photos that I hope you will enjoy, because I know this information can get really dry really fast. So I hope you enjoy the screenshots, and in the future I'll have something that I can actually present, because it has happened. But keeping with the concentration on our Canadian neighbors and payroll enhancements, the operating bank account and originating bank account must be in the same company's country location. And what I mean by that is that if the headquarters is in Alberta, but the payroll account is in New York, that will no longer be available. They have to be both Canadian accounts, or they have to be both US accounts. Now, they've renamed security profile functions for earnings and deductions. Now they'll read earning code configuration and deduction code configuration. For multi-EIN companies, there are a bunch of new EIN versus country and tax settings. There is a new column available for payroll tax RTS files, and these files are uploaded and used for balancing payroll taxes in a third-party software that we use called MasterTax. And so this is an important and for us as an internal enhancement, but it is really important to us.
Yes, definitely when it comes to taxes, very important.
Oh, I forgot to mention, if you all are interested in royalty-free, I got all my images on pixabay.com. That's what that is at the bottom. So if you ever need um, royalty-free items for your presentation, that's where I get mine. You can also purchase them there too, but I really love getting presentation photos from there. So let's see, we're talking about HR release notes and ACA. ACA is a new responsibility of mine, and I've taken it on with full force. And there is a new auto run setting present in the ACA profile that previously contained any information. Um, the users were limited to running, let's say, okay, let me start over. So let's say you have over 500 employees. Before, you had to break those employees up because it couldn't process all those employees at the same time in auto run. Well, they've enhanced it, so now they can do it. The system can actually auto run more than 500 employees at a time. So they didn't give me a limit on how many employees you can run at a time, but they they have said there's no longer a limit size. So, you can run the same day for all employees included in the profile. And the ability to set the X number of days is still an option in the ACA profile. And also, the employee 1095 report will have a new column that indicates if the employee has signed electronic consent or not.
The good one, because we definitely enjoy folks signing up for electronic consent. Save some paper.
Mm-hmm. Now, benefits, there's going to be a new pop-up that will appear to only HR customers that have benefits with everything benefits carrier connectivity that enabled in their company. The pop-up will appear when clicking the plus sign to add updated pricing in the benefit plan. The information in the pop-up is a reminder to admins and managers to have their employees either submit enrollment with or without changes. It's one of those passive enrollment items that they call passive enrollments, but they still, even if there's no changes, the employee still has to submit it, the new plan every year. And the end date of the old plan has to be ended and then a new plan created. During non-enrollment periods, employees can edit their beneficiaries now. Previously, it wasn't clear to the employee how to do this from my info, my benefits page. Originally, the edit icon was a pencil. Us admins know that's the edit icon, but the employees couldn't understand that that's where they would do their edit. So now there's a blued word link that says edit beneficiaries for our employees. For benefit plans that contain GTLI earnings, that's earnings that go along with company provided life insurance plans or long-term disability or AD&D. But mostly it's life insurance. They still have to pay tax on those items. So the GTL earning code will now appear in the benefit plan profile next to the benefit plan that it's assigned to. Just under the deduction codes, it will show. This will help the user see the full list of earning and deductions assigned to each plan within the profile.
Got it. Very data in here. So if you have a runner, anybody has a runner in their life, they won't shut up about running. I'm one of those, and I'm so excited I get to run the Berlin Marathon next month. And thank you, Bonnie, for putting that in there because I'm so excited. So, and I can't believe it's next month.
So I'm just want to, I'm sorry, I'm going to back up a little bit. This picture is of Berlin, and this is a very famous Brandenburg Gate, and I believe it's part of the marathon. So
It is. It is. It's the start and the finish line. So I will have lots of pictures for you because that's how obnoxious runners are. You get to send look at this and my medal and the exciting thing. So I'm sorry, I don't want to hijack your talk. It's just once you start, you can't stop.
well, I added that in just for you. Come on now.
Thank you.
Now, now we're going to go into employee related. Now, this picture is of Quebec shopping district. A lot of the base compensation, well, this is kind of a bug fix. It's more of a bug fix than an enhancement, but the French language that formerly said the column heading for base compensation wasn't translated properly, and that's going to be fixed. I have no idea what it actually said, and I don't know what it should say, but anyway, again, they're working on our neighbors in Canada. So now columns add for the new hire reporting that every time there's certain times a year you have to send people that you've newly hired to the government. Well, now there's a data record column field where to add to new hire reporting that data export, and that's located in settings, system data exports, and the start pay rate and the pay and salary, job title, and standard occupational classification codes columns have all been added.
That is very, very good info to be able to send out to the states. That's one of the things that they require. Each state's going to be different in regards to the new hire reporting. So that's really, really good info to know about. It ends up being for garnishments, child support, things of that nature, because it's, payroll HR folks were having to fill out these forms all the time. And it's fantastic that that's just being submitted. So maybe you won't have to fill out so many forms.
More
Maybe,
automation. Yeah, more automation, more time to do other things.
Yes.
Okay, so recruiting. I just like this picture. It's not a pretty picture, but I like this one. I thought it was funny. So for recruiting, in the skills and job category section of the applicant profile, several areas have been updated to be compatible with, there's like ALL A11Y compliance now. Users select add skills and or add job category buttons. The search input within the resulting window meets the requirements for that accessibility. The check boxes for the search results will relate to the resulting text, making it accessible. That is so very technical. So basically, they've complied with the ability to add skills and add job categories. So users add their own skills and their own job categories as an applicant. And now the drop-down selection in skill levels and job category columns now have accessible names. Now, the text input in the years column now have accessible names.
That is good info. Oh my goodness. Whatever makes recruitment easier.
Yeah. So accruals. Now, there have been some changes to the conversion data and how it behaves, but it's just the beginning. There are many more enhancements that need to be made to converting accruals 1 to accruals 2.0.
There is. And again, we just want to make sure that our clients understand whenever you choose to go from accruals 1 to accruals 2.0, it is a process. It is an implementation. So we want to make sure when we did it within our own company last year, I believe, it was because again, we use our own products within our company. We use Scissortail for HR, payroll, all of it, just like we use Acumatica internally. But we want to make sure that you understand that this isn't something a few clicks and everything flows quickly. It does flow, it does work, but we just do want to make sure that you meet with us and we'll walk you through the steps of what happens, what can happen, and just some things to prepare for. So we don't want you to go into anything blind. So
Yeah. They've also they also are going to enhance the time off utilization. Excuse me. An adjustment was required for compatible use of reapplying utilization of the checklist check project balances on the date of release option selected to ensure that time off dates are prioritized over a sequence in which they are submitted and approved. Before they were in, like for instance, I knew that next month or at the end of this month and the first week of September that I was going to go on vacation. So I scheduled that in February or March. But it is going to not show up in February or March for me. It's going to wait until I get closer to my date. So it's not going to be before anybody who took time off in between March and when I'm taking time off. It kind of put everything out of order. Now it's putting it all back into order. Now, they also have historical corrections with continuous payroll. When continuous processing of timesheet was run, the process historically corrected timesheets. It prevented the historical corrections from being pulled into the future pay periods and processed through the historical correction process. What they've changed is when the is historical selection is checked, the correction on the timesheet is excluded from the continuous processing of timesheets. Now, we come to the end of our presentation, and I want to thank everybody for spending their lunchtime with us. And I want you to thank you for coming out, and we do appreciate your support. And as always, if you have any issues regarding the release items, anything really, if you have any ideas to submit them, please contact us at support@cs3technology.com. Enhancements happen because of you and your reporting. Have a great rest of your week and weekend.
that was a great presentation, Bonnie. Thank you so much for preparing all this information. And like Bonnie said, if you need anything, reach out for us. Derek could put at the beginning of the presentation how to reach us through our website or also through support@cs3technology.com.
Yeah, and just add that you could also email me directly if you wanted to. I'll show my email address here in a couple of slides, but anyway, you guys want to reach out and request, a presentation or just help with anything. There's always people monitoring and looking for that. So thank you, Robin and Bonnie. I think you guys always do a great job. I think that was very informative, and it sounds like a lot of people's lives are going to be a lot easier in the coming months. So love that. It does not look like we have any Q&A questions at the moment. If you guys do have anything, feel free to throw it in there. I can always loop back. But we will press on at the moment. CS3 is out and about. We just had a back-to-back. Michael was at Missouri SHRM last week and Tulsa IMA this week. Luckily, he'll be home for a few weeks before he heads to Kansas and then Texas and then Arkansas. So if you guys are planning on attending either Kansas or Texas or Arkansas SHRM, let us know. Go look for Michael. He gives away free money at our booth. I got to kind of watch him work his magic this week, so that's always fun. We also have the CS3 Advisors program. If you guys need help with scheduling a speaker or are just curious about what that all entails, you can go ahead and just email me. My email address is right there at the bottom. And then, like I said, if you guys have questions or want to request a presentation or, you know, a topic, feel free to reach out to me there as well. Upcoming presentations. Well, I guess before that, I should point out that we are going to be closed on 9/2, September 2nd, in observation of Labor Day. I hope you guys are all off for Labor Day as well. If you're not, you might want to have a conversation with your boss about it, but that's neither here nor there. Upcoming presentations for September, we're looking at doing an Acumatica recent release presentation. October is the big Excel, and then we'll have our year-end presentations after that. So it's kind of wild that we're at the end of the year basically right now, but I guess that's how time works. It marches on. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like any questions have come through. So, oh, one more thing I almost forgot. Serve Access Plan members. If you guys are a Serve Access Plan member, today's session, it's already been recorded. We'll get it up into the library early next week. If not, and you would like to learn more about that, feel free to reach out to Ira. His information is right there at the bottom. And then you'll obviously have access to that when we get the decks out. So, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for your time. See you guys next month.